Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, your go-to channel for navigating life's challenges with wisdom and achieving lasting financial well-being. Have you ever felt that surge of anger bubbling up inside you, threatening to spill over? Perhaps it's a minor inconvenience, a frustrating interaction, or an unexpected setback. As the great Buddha once wisely said, a moment of patience in a moment of anger saves you 100 moments of regret. Think about those times when you've reacted impulsively in anger, only to later feel remorse and wish you had handled things differently. It's a universal experience, and it's something we can all learn to manage more effectively. Here at Wisdom and Wealth, we believe that cultivating emotional intelligence is just as crucial as building financial security. Imagine being able to transform that raw, consuming anger into a source of peace, clarity, and even wisdom. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about understanding them, channeling them, and ultimately, mastering them. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects everyone, regardless of age or background, managing anger through the lens of Buddhist philosophy. This isn't about becoming a monk or adopting a completely new lifestyle. It's about incorporating practical, time-tested strategies into your daily routine to achieve greater emotional equilibrium. We'll explore 8 specific techniques rooted in Buddhist teachings that can help you transform anger from a destructive force into a catalyst for personal growth. These strategies are designed to be simple, accessible, and applicable to the everyday challenges you face, whether it's dealing with difficult colleagues, navigating family conflicts, or simply managing the frustrations of modern life. Remember, mastering your emotions is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to learn. Now, before we delve into the 8 powerful Buddhist strategies, I'd like to ask you to please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth. By subscribing, you'll be notified every time we release new videos filled with practical wisdom, financial insights, and strategies for living a more fulfilling life. Your support helps us continue to create valuable content for you, our wonderful community. Anger is an incredibly powerful emotion. It can cloud our judgment, damage our relationships, and lead to actions we later regret. But it doesn't have to control you. One of the most fundamental Buddhist strategies for managing anger is to stop reacting immediately. As the Buddha astutely pointed out, you will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. Think about that for a moment. The consequences of uncontrolled anger are often far more damaging than the initial trigger itself. When we react impulsively, we're essentially letting anger dictate our behavior, turning ourselves into puppets of our emotions. This can lead to regrettable words, rash decisions, and strained relationships. The key is to break free from this reactive pattern and regain control. One of the most effective ways to stop reacting immediately is to create a pause when you feel anger rising. This pause can be a brief moment of stillness, a conscious effort to take a step back, or a deliberate act of disengagement. When you feel that heat creeping up your neck, that knot forming in your stomach, consciously interrupt the automatic response. Take a deep breath, slowly inhale and exhale, focusing on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This simple act can help to ground you in the present moment and disrupt the cycle of reactive anger. You might also try counting to 10, or even to 100 if you need more time to cool down. This mental exercise can give your rational mind a chance to catch up with your emotions. A third option is to physically remove yourself from the situation. Step away from the argument, leave the room, or go for a short walk. This physical distance can provide much-needed space to clear your head and regain perspective. By creating this pause, you are giving yourself the opportunity to regain control and choose a more thoughtful and constructive response, rather than reacting impulsively and potentially escalating the situation. By incorporating this pause into your reaction, you are preventing yourself from saying or doing something that you might deeply regret later. This one simple, but not easy, technique will save you pain in the future. It requires you to take accountability for your actions, and it will set you free from the grip of anger. Our second strategy, and perhaps one of the most powerful, is self-reflection. As the Buddha wisely stated, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and a potent tool for understanding and managing anger. It's about taking the time to look inward, to examine your thoughts, feelings, and motivations. This isn't about self-criticism or dwelling on your flaws. It's about cultivating self-awareness and understanding the root causes of your emotional responses. When you feel anger building up, rather than immediately reacting outwardly, take a moment to turn your attention inward. Find a quiet space where you can be alone with your thoughts. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and gently ask yourself some probing questions. Why am I feeling this way? What specifically triggered my anger? Is my reaction proportionate to the situation? What deeper needs or fears are being threatened? By exploring these questions, you can begin to unravel the complex web of emotions that underlie your anger. You might discover that your anger is actually masking feelings of fear, insecurity, or frustration. You might also identify recurring triggers, specific situations, people, or events that consistently provoke your anger. This self-awareness is invaluable. Once you understand the root causes of your anger and recognize your triggers, you can begin to develop strategies for managing them more effectively in the future. This could involve setting boundaries, practicing self-care, or reframing your perspective. Self-reflection shifts your focus from external circumstances to your internal state. This allows you to cultivate a sense of control and self-mastery. Instead of feeling like a victim of your emotions, you become an active participant in managing them. It empowers you to respond to situations with greater calm, clarity, and intention. Now is the perfect time to click that subscribe button and join the Wisdom and Wealth community. Get ready for more life-changing insights delivered straight to your inbox. Our third strategy for managing anger is to focus on your actions. Instead of fixating on what others have done to make you angry, shift your attention to your own responses and behaviors. Anger often arises from feeling wronged, mistreated, or disrespected by others. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of blame and resentment, dwelling on the perceived injustices and fueling your anger. But this kind of dwelling can be incredibly counterproductive. It keeps you trapped in a negative emotional state and prevents you from finding constructive solutions. As the Buddha wisely said, an idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. This speaks to the importance of taking concrete steps to address a situation rather than simply ruminating on it. Remind yourself that you have control over how you choose to respond to the situation, regardless of the other person's actions. Instead of asking, "Why did they do this to me?" ask yourself, "What can I do right now to improve the situation or manage my own emotions?" Perhaps you can calmly express your feelings, set a boundary, or seek a compromise. Maybe the best course of action is simply to let go of the issue altogether, recognizing that it's not worth sacrificing your peace of mind. Directing your energy toward constructive actions empowers you to take control of your emotions and react in a way that aligns with your values and goals. It transforms a negative experience into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. It might involve seeking feedback from trusted friends or mentors, or it might involve taking a course or reading a book on conflict resolution. The key is to be proactive and intentional in your approach, rather than simply reacting out of anger. By focusing on your actions, you reclaim your power and break free from the cycle of blame and resentment. This brings us to our fourth powerful strategy, using mindfulness to channel your anger. Mindfulness is a core practice in Buddhism that involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It helps you stay grounded, aware of your emotions, and detached from the intensity of your thoughts. By practicing mindfulness, you can observe your anger without getting swept away by it. You can create space between yourself and your emotions, allowing you to choose how to respond effectively. As the Buddha taught, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. This emphasis on presence is central to mindfulness. When you notice anger arising, take a moment to pause and bring your attention to your breath. Feel the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Notice the rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. If your mind wanders, gently redirect it back to your breath. This simple practice can help you detach from the intensity of your emotions and see the situation more clearly. As you breathe, observe your anger without judgment. Acknowledge its presence, but don't get caught up in its story. Don't label it as good or bad, right or wrong. Simply observe it as a passing sensation, like a cloud in the sky. This detachment can help you avoid reacting impulsively and instead choose a more skillful response. Furthermore, mindfulness can help you understand the root causes of your anger. By observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you can gain insights into the triggers and patterns that contribute to your anger. You might discover that your anger is often linked to feelings of fear, insecurity, or unmet expectations. By being mindful, you prevent anger from controlling your actions. You transform it into a source of insight and personal growth. Instead of reacting with aggression or defensiveness, you can respond with awareness, compassion, and intention. Mindfulness isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about understanding them and using them as a guide to navigate life's challenges more effectively. Remember to share this incredible wisdom with your friends and family by sharing this video. Our fifth strategy takes a turn toward peace and tranquility. In moments of anger, embrace stillness and silence. Take time to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and allow your mind to calm down. This practice can help you gain clarity and perspective. As the Buddha wisely advised, silence the angry man with love. Silence the ill-natured man with kindness. Silence the miser with generosity. Silence the liar with truth. When you feel overwhelmed by anger, retreat to a quiet space where you can be alone with your thoughts. This could be a quiet room in your home, a peaceful spot in nature, or even just a few minutes in your car before you enter a stressful situation. Close your eyes and take slow, deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. With each breath, feel your body relaxing and your mind calming. Silence isn't just about the absence of noise. It's about creating an inner space where you can connect with your own inner wisdom and intuition. This moment of silence allows your mind to settle, your emotions to diffuse, and your thoughts to become clearer. By cultivating inner peace through stillness and silence, you can approach the situation with a calm and clear mind, enabling you to respond thoughtfully and effectively. You may find that, in the silence, the answers you were searching for become clear. You may also realize that the things that angered you aren't as important as your internal peace. Now, for the sixth strategy, don't let it get to you. Anger often arises when we let external events or other people's actions affect us too much. In Buddhism, there is a strong emphasis on maintaining inner peace and not allowing external factors to disturb our mental state. This practice involves cultivating a sense of detachment and not taking things personally. As the Buddha wisely said, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. When someone does something that angers you, it's easy to feel personally attacked or wronged. However, it's important to remember that their actions are a reflection of their own state of mind, not a reflection of your worth or value. By not taking things personally, you can maintain your composure and not let their actions dictate your emotional state. This doesn't mean you should ignore or condone bad behavior, but rather approach it with a level-headed perspective. Imagine you are a calm lake. When a stone is thrown into the lake, it creates ripples, but eventually the water returns to its calm state. Similarly, when someone or something disturbs your peace, acknowledge the disturbance, but let it pass and return to your state of calm. Detachment doesn't mean apathy or indifference. It means understanding that you have control over your reactions and choosing not to let external events overpower your inner peace. To cultivate this attitude, start by practicing mindfulness. Being present in the moment allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them. When anger arises, take a few deep breaths and focus on the present moment. Notice the physical sensations in your body and the thoughts running through your mind, but don't get swept away by them. Our seventh strategy gets to the root of ending conflict. Don't seek revenge. One of the most profound teachings in Buddhism is the concept of breaking the cycle of suffering and negative emotions. Seeking revenge is a natural response when we feel wronged, but it perpetuates a cycle of anger, resentment, and suffering. Instead, Buddhism teaches us the importance of forgiveness and compassion. As the Buddha taught, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When someone hurts us, our immediate reaction might be to seek revenge, thinking it will bring us justice or satisfaction. However, revenge does not heal our pain, it often deepens it. By seeking revenge, we become entangled in the same negative emotions that caused us harm in the first place. This creates a vicious cycle where anger and suffering continue to grow. Revenge might give us a temporary sense of relief or power, but it ultimately reinforces a cycle of negativity and suffering. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a powerful act of liberation. It does not mean condoning the harmful actions or forgetting what happened. It means letting go of the desire for retribution and freeing yourself from the burden of anger. Forgiveness allows you to break free from the cycle of negativity and move towards healing and inner peace. The act of forgiveness, and not seeking revenge, is what releases you to move on to bigger and better things in your life. And finally, our eighth and final strategy is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the strongest tools we have to combat negative feelings, including anger. It shifts our focus from what we lack or what has gone wrong to what we have and what is going well. This simple but profound change in perspective can dramatically impact our emotions and help us manage anger more effectively. As the Buddha wisely said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little, and if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick, and if we did get sick, at least we didn't die, so, let us all be thankful." When anger starts to rise, it often dominates our thoughts, making it difficult to recognize the positive aspects of our lives. By consciously practicing gratitude, we can interrupt this pattern and cultivate a more balanced and positive outlook. When you feel anger surfacing, pause and reflect on the things you are thankful for. This could be anything from your health and well-being to your relationships, your home, or your job. It doesn't have to be something grand or extraordinary. Even the simplest things, like a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal, or a kind gesture from a stranger, can be sources of gratitude. By focusing on these positive aspects of your life, you can counteract the negative emotions associated with anger. Gratitude helps you see the bigger picture and appreciate the good things you have, rather than dwelling on the things that are causing you anger. Remember, practicing gratitude is not about denying or ignoring your problems. It's about acknowledging the positive aspects of your life alongside the challenges, creating a more balanced and realistic perspective. Anger is a normal human emotion, but with these 8 Buddhist strategies, you can learn to manage and transform it. Remember, it all comes down to practice and patience. Be kind to yourself, celebrate your progress, and don't give up if you stumble along the way. The journey to emotional mastery is a lifelong one. Now, before you go, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more content on mental and emotional well-being, as W.L. as practical financial insights. Your support helps us continue to create valuable content that empowers you to live a more fulfilling and prosperous life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And remember, the power to change your life lies within you.